Corp look to seal out a 2-0 here if they
Coach
could
Baby
get themselves. Many names he goes by, but still, if this is a really lane dominant top laner, really helps you brawl around of the map with Mu and using that lane control to come to chunk out the Jace.
Targamas will be here, but I don't know whether two people will survive this dive all that well against four. Movistar Koi here with a lot of members. Here comes the dive. It'll be Alvaro going forward to the grand entrance, and immediately down into the bailout goes Targamas. Renata cannot save her business this time around.
Sadly, Zornite can't help. Man from Piltover kind of goes down 0-1 and 0. Movistar Koi with that kill will get an easier access towards those grubs. However, while all this is happening, Dragon being taken on the other side, some plates being taken down by Kalista as well. So
Playing the grubs as well, so they'll trade in those objectives to boot. We have a look around as Yike looks to try and steal away some grubs. Not some grubs, some raptors, I apologize, but he's going to be spotted out doing this, and Jojo's coming on a roam, going to try and force out a flash or perhaps an ult. The cycle comes on down, shuffle back towards his team. Elioya will hop forwards. Flash for a Dragon's Rage, and now Vladdy's in danger too. Trying to run away. The shield from Targamas might be enough for turnaround. Arcane here to stay. Wonderful Storm.
A little bit too far there from Movistar Koi as Alfaro jumps forwards. I initially thought it was going to work out, but Targamas is there to save the day. Really is very high punishing game to remove as Karmine Corp start up that Dragon. They were contesting those grubs. A little bit of a late setup to this. Don't have the Ren stacks in there just yet.
Don't. They're going to start stacking them in now, though. Keep going on forwards. Yikes there as well. I don't think Movistar Koi will be able to contest that. So 2 grubs and a Dragon is Kaisi's haul from that set of objectives.
Always a little bit worried when you're starting to retreat. Yoya has that flash, and of course that early said, and the demolish on the Rakan you highlighted earlier will help take this one down a little bit lower. Yike is not going to be able to clear out the wave, and that will be first turret of the game over to Movistar Koi, and they'll pick up.
But it will only lead to a bit of a chunk, nothing more. MKOI though head over towards the turret. We'll claim this one all the while. Not that much is happening on the other side of the map, so it will just be a free turret to Movistar Koi.
Dragons are your faithful win condition. Cloud Soul, Cloud Rift, especially when you're in a more squishy game, still nice, and even just getting the Elder on the map helps itself too. However, Movistar Koi, they have controlled the bottom river first, and they do have the Karma coming into the fray, who can, even with the tank build, throw out a little bit of poke, especially at this timestamp.
Largely got first items complete. Mirwin, though, with a soul flare onto Yike, drops the jungler down to about half, and all the while, Elioya and Super are starting up the Dragon. Karmine Corp still trying to find a way on in here. They just don't have the control, though. It'll be very tricky to force it. Targamas flash for a handshake. Jojo dies! Flash after the Emperor's Survival, not keep him alive. And now Elioya and the rest of MKOI forced to run away. Mirwin on the side looking for the soul flare. Gets it onto Vladdy, but it doesn't lead to that much damage. There's enough shields around with the Siphon power. Onto the Dragon we go, and the Ren stack's just not on in. Fate's Call used. Hostile takeover in. Alvaro running away with the quickness, but he's just not quick enough. Just about survives now. Elioya into the backline, tries to get onto Vladdy, who's fallen down into a bailout, gets more back to life as he flashes on in with a Hex Tech Ray renamed after his rework, and Mirwin has some spears pulled out of him. It's an awful acupuncture session, and Karmine Corp come alive in this game.
Karmine Corp clutch it out. Targamas out. Haven't seen it since, I believe, MSI 2023 for him.
Really
It's been a long time, almost 2 years since we've seen that pick. It was a big pick earlier in his career. He's going to summon the Rift Herald into that mid lane now, which might help Movistar Koi lock down this area of the map. They really will be ruining that opportunity. Soul point to Karmine Corp for the rest of the game, giving up their gold lead. That is a big shift in the game now, which Karmine Corp are going to absolutely lap up.
From nearly 2k ahead to slight lead to Karmine Corp. It's nominal, don't get me wrong, not much of a gold lead, but they're at soul point. That is significantly more important.
What does nominal mean, Sam? You throw out words sometimes, and I feel like I need you to explain.
So nominal.
Is that good? I'm going to assume that's good,
It means
Sam.
existing, but not really of all that much value.
Sure, cool. So it's there, but small. Great.
Yeah,
I explained it for you. Atakan spawned. Mid lane turret is going to fall. I think with that HP it was likely to anyway, especially with the good siege and range of Movistar Koi. Karmine Corp now have to deal with the Sun Disk in their mid lane, replacing the debris of their own mid lane outer turret.
Again, those Sundisks can be really obnoxious in mid lane because it just offers you fake pressure when mid lane control can be really valuable. Coming up to those objectives, having a sort of pseudo turret there for at least a few seconds can make a big deal.
Reminder, folks, that the winner of this series will go on to face G2, who won earlier today. The loser drops down into the lower bracket and will await their opponent a little bit later on into our playoffs formats. We have ourselves a grouping up of Karmine Corp. So Karmine Corp, just the names, the Ks. They get to me. Karmine Corp gripping up on this top side. Atakan, the focus. You really want to control this tri-brush. It's the most important thing on this top side Atakan setup.
Atakan has been the doom of a few teams. Even just earlier today, we saw a bit of a fumble. Ghostblade just popped by Canna, looking to get onto a Mirwin. The Karma, not the easiest to lock down, will be thrown back with a thundering blow on the Jays. Gets handshook as well, and Mirwin, that's just too far.
Thinks he's safe pushing up the lane, and he's not. The Ghostblade movement speed from Kana making the difference, allows him to punt him back. They take a turret, they take the Atakan, and once again, Karmine Corp more clean in the run-up to these objectives in the last couple we've seen. Now they have themselves a great situation. Again, last game, they had the Atakan. They actually have a pretty good win rate when they are behind, 60%, 3-2. So far, when they're behind at 14 minutes, looks like they might just be pulling a rabbit out of a hat again this time. 40 seconds until the Dragon pushing in, putting some wards down, and making sure that Movistar quite hopefully can't use as much of their range, but these Qs are starting to land from the Karma, and it does hurt.
Quick check in on some of the items as well, as Jojo finished that second down. Already had the Nash, and the Leandries should be about complete by now as well, and this Azir for Jojo Pyong could do a lot of work here, and if Karmine Corp end up in a position where this is it, where the Zaya can keep ordering, it's hard work still.
Yeah, of course, the last time we saw them, just kind of pops that Ghostblade, always a little bit scary when you hear that screech. What's he looking to do? Not that much right now.
On to Alvaro, who's got enough for sure. Looks for the quickness into the backline, but Fate's Call denies the pick on a target. Juice chunk onto Yike nonetheless, and Berserk, courtesy of a hostile takeover. This business plan is pretty damn nasty from Karmine Corp. They pull away, they get the kill onto Super, who had flash, had ult, could use neither.
Oh, Super just can't quite get himself that fight. First fight for this Dragon. Last time, Jojo gets caught out. This time it's Super. It's a great combo coming through, though, from Khalees and Targamas to finish it off. They will get themselves, once again, a very early Dragon Soul. The objective control from Karmine Corp has been great in both of these games. It's netting them a heck of a good advantage to play around teleports and fancy summoner spells. Vladdy and Kana both going to be able to get back out onto the map if that poke war is lost a little bit. Of course, the same can be said of Movistar Koi. Trying to starve up a Vision. That's a really good arcane storm.
Goes into the back line, doesn't really get all that much done with the quickness. It's just a quick trip to the grave. He's down. Super goes up into the end with a Feather Storm. Just doesn't matter that much. Has to flash away. Does stay alive at least this time. Yike also up and about. Did not fall down despite the HP bar trades. You have our lost your support. Baron's up, and Karmine Corp head on over. I think they might start this one up. Are they just going to pick up the wards?
Yike is very low HP. He can tank up a little bit with the clone. Do Movistar Koi know this is happening, and can they do anything about it? They're teleporting in.
Mirwin's going to get a Defiance to the heal, but no counter flashes out on the end of that tether. So Mirwin shields himself and backs away. Targamas still low. They know it's happening now, courtesy of Foresight Alteration. Vladdy on a flank will be spotted out. Over the back end of this, can look for his steal, but it's still into a Callista Red. Goes and steals it! He steals the Baron! Again! Karmine Corp fail a Ren Smite combo. It happened the other day. They pick up a kill afterwards. Movistar Koi get out like bandits!
Oh, a steal out of the top draw, which might just keep this game alive. Elyoya, not playing the lead since 2023, comes out with an absolutely clutch steal against the Karmine Corp versus Vitality, which they missed then. 2 series in 2 days where they make a similar mistake with the Callista.
And again, I echo what Hysterics and Dagda said then, is actually maybe we have to hold that. Mirwin's been engaged on the cycling, comes down, it's still a very tanky Karma. In goes Alvaro though with the quickness, and Yike's in danger, goes berserk, courtesy of the hostile takeover, stays alive for a second or two. Yike, burning, but alive. Super into the air, got the feather pull onto Callista, who still survives. The Arcane Storm claims that one. They go 3 down. They got the Baron, but Karmine Corp lose no members in that fight.
Oh yeah, Karmine Corp slap back, lose a Baron, take the kills. Who cares after that point? I don't think now that Movistar Koi are going to be able to use this objective. How did that setup happen in the first place? Left alone in that mid lane, unsupported by some other members away from the lane, and gosh, that chase is starting to really hurt. Karmine Corp spare their blushes of losing that objective. Of course, there's no flash on Vladdy and Callista as well, but they have a Renata and they have the gold lead bluntly as well. It's much easier for them to play out these fights. Movistar Koi, if they want this to go to 3 games, are going to have to outplay a difficult scenario. Yike!
Oh, they've got it onto Jojo! He can't hit the arm guard. He's taken out Super, trying to hit him. Massive 3-man knockup. The Berserk, the hostile takeover, lives up to its namesake. An Arcane Storm. It's a Category 5 disaster. Karmine Corp wipe Movistar Koi off the rift. They're going to 2-0 the series.
inclement weather comes in from the mid laner of Karmine Corp, and Movistar Koi cannot outplay the late game.
That Baron still gave you a moment of hope. They had control over the river. It felt like their time, and an engage come through with Movistar Koi. Blink and you miss them. Their health bars are all gone. The game is gone. It's just a weekend of 2-0s, and Karmine Corp reap the rewards. They are going on to the upper bracket.
Besides a Baron steal,